Hey, what's happening, MGTOW? So I'm over here at a truck wash, and recently I went home, and I went out for a walk, doing some errands or whatnot, because I figured, hey, I've been driving a little too much. Let me just go for a walk, and I hear somebody beeps the horn, ba-ba. And so I look, and there's a friend of mine, an old friend, somebody I hadn't seen in a long time, and he's like, "Hey, where you going?" So I'm like, just going down the streets, down the street to the auto parts store, because what I had in mind was I wanted to get these battery connectors for a new inverter that I got for the truck, and so I figured walk down to the auto parts store. So he's like, hop on, I'll give you a ride. I'm like, well, I really wanted to walk, but that's an old friend. So at that time I wasn't even thinking of walking anymore. I'm like, hey, yeah, okay, I'll hop on. So I got in his car, and like, hey man, so how you been? He's like, oh, I just had surgery. He's like, he tells me he just had surgery. He just he had a hernia. Actually, he had 3 hernias, but they just got rid of one, and he's got to go back for the other 2. And I'm thinking, wow, this is crazy. This is, this guy, he was so strong. He seemed to be in good health. I thought his wife that he bought from the DR was cooking for him, and making sure he was all good. Well, and this guy, he's Puerto Rican, and he's been a good friend of mine for a long time. And I'm not Puerto Rican. I was born in a different country, and but when I came to the United States, one of the things this government played around a lot with me. I knew what this government was all about way before they started slapping around, the people that were born in this country. They were already slapping the immigrants around big time with all their lies and all their bullshit. And so I'm not new to this game of freedom and control and power and dirty play. And when my ex-wife, I hope she's having a hard time wherever she's at. But when my ex-wife finally decided that I was of no use to her, this guy came around. I mean, I gave him a call. I said, hey, listen, man, this is what's going on to me. This is what's going on with me. And he's like, hey, man, just come on down, and you'll have a set of keys to my home this afternoon. Just come on down. He's like, I won't be home. But if you come down, to where I work, I'll give you my keys, and then when I get home later on tonight, we can make a spare set. Sure enough, that's what I did, and so that was all. All I had to say to this guy was, I'm going through this, and this guy kept me from being homeless. What my ex-wife didn't know at the time was that I had some coin, silver coins that I had already, ironically, right, Lady Liberty, which are the American silver coins, I'd been stacking, in a safety deposit box. There were about $10,000 worth of coin, and so I didn't have to tell anybody that I owed that I had those, and that's what kept me afloat. That's what kept me alive. When I left that divorce, when I left that marriage, excuse me, and had to go through divorce proceedings, which took about 2 years for me. Fighting in court and all this other, going through all the motions, right? And but this guy, I thought I would stay in his home for, I don't know, maybe a few weeks or whatever. And he was so nice to me, I ended up, and we got along so well, because there was mutual respect. And I I knew that I had to provide something to the household while I was there, right? So, you know, like cleaning, or sometimes even cooking or helping out with other stuff, right? That he's like, you know, you can stay here for as long as you want. But you know, after 18 months, I had already set some money aside. I had already got, you know, put myself together enough that I said, you know what, it's been great, buddy. It's you know, it's time for me now to move on. You know, I got some money set aside, and I rented an apartment. In 18 months, I managed to put the rent together for a whole year in one of the best parts of town. You know, because I always enjoyed working hard, and you know, I've always been a great money manager. And so you know, as an immigrant, you have no choice but to manage your money well, because you know, there's no government assistance that an immigrant can depend on. That's all bullshit that this government puts out there to create hatred among, you know, among the native-born people, so that they can control everybody. But that's a story for another day. So this guy saved my ass. You know, he saved my ass. But today, it had all turned around, you know, on him, and he had brought this woman from the Dominican Republic, and she wanted a child, you know, and he was thinking of having another kid, right? And he had already had a few kids. I think he had 4, some of who, you know, who were already grown. So he wanted another child, a small child, because he really enjoyed, you know, seeing his children grow with another woman. But this girl, you know, she was all about using him. You know, he's an older guy, and she was all about using him so she can get in the country. So she comes up, gets pregnant by him, right? She was just about to hit the wall when she got pregnant, and she already had a teenage daughter in the Dominican Republic from another guy, right? But she comes up, marries him, right? And the minute her, you know, the day when her green card, you know, when it's all settled, right, with all her paperwork is ready and good to go, she starts bullshitting, right? And so, you know, it got to the point where, you know, when he got sick, she just walked away. You know, she didn't fucking help him out or anything, didn't look after him. You know, at first it was all wonderful, right? She was cooking great meals for him, treating him with, you know, with dignity and respect and care and all this bullshit. And I was like, you know, by then I was, you know, when I saw her come up, I was already red pilled. I've been red pilled now for, you know, officially red pilled for 3 years now, maybe more. But you know, before that I already knew what was up, and you know, so I knew this, what she was all about. You know, I'm an immigrant myself. You know, as a Puerto Rican, my friend is an American citizen at birth, but this woman is not, right? And so, you know, I kind of saw the game that was taking place, but I didn't want to say anything so as not to offend him, especially since their baby boy had already been born, and I got, you know, I got to experience the joy of being there, you know, at the time of, not at the time of their, you know, their birth, but his birth, but shortly after, you know, and I was holding the baby in, you know, in my arms. So what was I gonna say? You know, this woman is about to play you. So, you know, I kind of forgot about the guy and went about my business. You know, I've been on the road for a while, and now, you know, to see him like that, you know, it kind of, it's, you know, I mean, I wasn't surprised. You know, I really wasn't surprised, but I was more, you know, angry than anything, you know, because this guy really fucking looked after me when I needed, you know, somebody to fucking say, you know, hey, stay here, or you know, everything's gonna be all right, you know. So he was telling me the story that, you know, when he first started taking the medicine for the hernia, you know, after surgery, he could barely move in order to get the pills. You know, and I'm like, hey man, you know, you at least you're lucky that you still have your place, because you know, on many occasions, you know, she gets to keep the place, you know. But he said no, because you know, he got to keep his place because she went on with another guy that had a better place, you know, a bigger place, bigger and nicer place to live. So she already had, in the short period that she's been in the country, she's been in the country now for, I want to say, a good 3 years, because the baby's 2.5 years old. And you know, she got pregnant shortly after coming over. So you know, this guy's been busting his ass, working his ass off, you know, to provide everything for that family. Nothing fucking lacked in that place, you know. And this good for nothing bitch comes to America, you know, making everybody look bad, you know. And you see that, like right now, I mean, I'm in a truck wash here. Most of these guys are immigrants, you know, and they're busting their ass, you know, in this fucking filthy place, doing a job that, you know, very few people like to do. All right, they're fucking wet, cold, and miserable all fucking day, you know, for close to minimum wage, right? Making shit do. I'm not saying these guys have no documents. It's possible that they do, but they're men and they're busting their ass, you know. Right now it's probably 35 degrees outside, and these guys are over here working with a fucking mask on, cold ass water, you know, washing dirty trucks. So the men are busting their ass when they come to this country. But the women, they just want to live off the fucking land, you know, not off the land. They want to live off the system, you know. And it's so easy for them. All they have to do is open their legs, and boom, everything's there for them, you know. She opened her legs, you know, 6 months later, she can apply for all kinds of benefits for the baby, you know. A couple years later, she can have an apartment. And I mean, look at how these guys run, you know. They're fucking busting their ass. Anyways, my friend, like I said, he's not an immigrant, you know. He's Puerto Rican, but it's just fucked up how, you know, how she did him wrong, man, you know. And again, the reason why I didn't say anything was because, you know, in that social setting, you know, when you're holding somebody's baby in, you know, like newborn baby in your arms, you know, that's just not the right opportunity for, you know, for anybody to wake anybody else up. You see what I'm saying? So I let the situation be. You know, I thought, you know, sometimes you just gotta save your own self, you know. So, you know, but he's, you know, he's recovering. The good news is that he's recovering. You know, he's another I hate to say the, you know, use the word victim, but that's really what he's become. He's become another victim of the system, another casualty of this gender war, you know, the feminist takeover of society, and you know, this has to stop. It has to stop. I wasn't even thinking of putting out a video today, you know, because I didn't really have anything I thought substantial to put out. But then I saw, you know, what had happened to him, you know, how, you know, and she did the same thing to him that my ex-wife tried to do to me. You know, she thought that he didn't have any money, because that's when these women tend to strike, when they think that you are your weakest point. So if you're still out there dating, or you're living with a woman, never reveal to her that you're weak, you know, unless you want her to leave you, you know, which is a different thing altogether. You know, tell her that you lost your job or whatnot, but never tell her that you're weak, you know. Never share your secrets with her, because she will betray you, that's for sure. So you got women out here coaching other girls on how to best get the bag from men, right? There's a woman that has infiltrated the manosphere, who now has a gold diggers club, and she teaches other women how to best get the bag from men. So this is what it's all about. You want to keep yourself from that situation. You know, it's really not a good deal dealing with these bimbos today. So anyways, there's a live stream. I'm gonna be in the live stream on Saturday, next Saturday, this upcoming Saturday. You know, today being Sunday, I'm gonna be in the live stream on Saturday the 12th. Red Pill on Black Pill on Steroids is gonna be hosting it, and there are gonna be another couple of brothers from the Manosphere, Billy the Goat, James, and Black Pill Radio. It's gonna be, all of us talking about the decline of traditionalism, and and why the women want this situation to be the case. And so that's gonna be this upcoming Saturday. And I have a lot of red pills to drop off. A lot of red pills to drop. A lot of wisdom I want to share with you guys. You know, I'm not a super old guy, but I've lived enough, and I've dealt with enough women where I can say, you know, I can say a couple things that may benefit someone who could be going through some struggles out there, you know. And so I hope to see you then. I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you for watching.